On this episode of Bad Swing Advice, we're going to be breaking down 4 golf swings from some fans on Facebook. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, drop a like so I can continue to grow. This golfer does that reach out to the golf ball in their address in addition to having the ball forward. So they end up having to sway their body out on the right side, but they do get into a good position here at the top. But all of the weight that he's having to shift in this golf swing is going to affect how the club is delivered to the ball. And he doesn't really extend as much as you would think in these positions, but the club is just working from right to left too much, and you might have some toe shots, really just because the club head is swinging past the intended arc of a little bit on the inside or a little bit over, right? It's too far right to left because you're already too much on the upswing. So let's just work on that address. And obviously you can see his feet there are having to catch up. That's how much his body has to shift right and then back to the left. Now here's one of my favorite fans on Facebook. He's always really engaging with my stuff. He's just got these high hands at the top of his swing, and I'd much rather see him use that core to turn around his body a little bit more. It will tuck your right elbow just a tad, because then your first move from the top is to come over on top of the swing plane, and then I'll zoom in here. Similarly to the last person's video, a right to left, but this person is swinging right to left versus in the last video, they were unintentionally so far right to left. Next, we have a member of the U.S. military, so thanks for your service and sending me your video to get reviewed. Right here in your golf swing, you don't have a lot of chest rotation, and then we see the arms and hands lift to the top of the swing. So I'd like to see you open up your chest a little bit earlier. And that's going to get you into a better position, at least at the top. Even though that doesn't look too bad, we need the chest opening and the hips opening a little bit. And then you're going to drag this club right on plane, really. I mean, it's a tiny bit steep, but I'd like to see this right elbow drive towards the golf ball underneath your chest and rotate, because then it gets stuck behind you here and there's a lot of flippy action going on and not a lot of body rotation at impact, but you can tell you're in some good positions to make some magic happen. Probably like a baby cut should be your intended shot here. But another thing I wanted to mention about this player is their 10-finger grip. Most of the time, a 10-finger grip isn't a good idea because your left and right hand need to be working together in the swing and not separately. By separating them, that means that you can tell one hand to do something and the other hand has to react, versus when they're together, you can tell one hand to do something and the other hand will do it automatically, instead of them working against each other so much. So that would be why I don't like the 10-finger swing. And then on this golf swing, in full motion, it looks really good, but they do a little bit of a hip sway, and they're not quite turning that. For them, it's their left hip. They're not rotating it very much, right? And then that sway then happens in the downswing, right? No rotation at all. And so they almost kind of hit up on this golf ball. We would much rather see you have a steeper angle of attack on this thing. And I think for me, it just starts with you getting the right rotation behind the ball at the beginning and trying not so much to sway out onto your left side. And then you should be rotating right in these frames and then dragging that club, holding that lag. Club should be about parallel at this frame and then explode through. That's a very weak, kind of scoopy position where your chest isn't really rotated. We want to see it on that left arrow there. But other than that, it's a really good swing, probably the best swing of the bunch here. Thanks for watching.